What is up, you guys? It is your boy Phoenix Brenton here, and today's video we got one of those just videos that I normally don't make, which is a K-pop hunters demons video. So this is a movie, so it's something that I'm not normally talk about on the channel because, well, one, I don't really. This is more of a gaming side of things, but I do make some videos about specific movies that I specifically watch, and in my opinion, if they are good or not. But let's just get into the video talking about this movie because I feel like this movie kind of deserves a little bit more credit, and I hope that a lot of more people, including me, at least give it a chance. Because I had a pretty remarkably low expectation, and this was also because it's coming from Netflix. Like, you're like, bro, it's coming from Netflix. Do you think Netflix is going to do good? Obviously, there has been gems like Claws and Naomi, which are both very good movies in my own opinion. Which I think Klaus might have a video for that later in the year, but not obviously now because it's more of a Christmas movie. So, but hey, if you haven't watched that, highly recommend watching that during Christmas. I highly recommend it. But anyway, again, like and subscribe. I don't normally make videos like this, so if it gets very high appreciated in terms of likes, views, and comments and subscribes, I will make more videos like. Obviously, I'll just continue to make videos like this. Like, for example, the Squid Game video, which I wasn't expecting to do as well as it did remarkably well, and I'm hoping that can be the same thing with the first season. But I wouldn't be surprised if it doesn't. But I just hope it has like maybe half of the progress that it did. But yeah, like and subscribe. We're on the road to getting to 700. I am gonna, and one other mention before we actually get into the video, I am gonna actually upload more NFL before videos because it's just not fair to me that like I've tried to do that so hard and we just got what 1/4 done, and I think I had this started since what, June. So I'm a little bit behind, and plus with August already around and preseason's what starting in like basically 2 weeks now, I think, or something like that. I really need to kick into gear with that. So there's going to be more those videos, and maybe potentially I might have to cut, which I'm hoping I don't have to do, cut some Cuphead videos or some football videos, which I might not have to do the Cuphead one because if I'm not doing the DLC, which I'm not planning to, unless the series does remarkably well, which I'm not saying that in terms of views because it's already done that spectacularly, but that's because of shorts. So I'm talking about just based on videos slash live streams on its own. If they can get around 40, 50 views and then like a couple of subscribers here and now, well, I guess we might just have to wait and see. Obviously, I'm just going to probably look at what the numbers are told, and that might just depend on if I'm going to buy the DLC or not. Which, if I do, strap in because we're going to have more content than with Cuphead on this channel. Which I think I might not do that much. I might just go up to like the chef guy because I know there's like other content with the DLC update, but I don't really care with that. And then I might do like an expert difficulty or something. I don't know. Maybe I might do expert difficulty with these bosses, which are just going to be hell. So if you guys are hoping for that, obviously again, watch those videos, like them, subscribe again if you haven't. But enough said. Finally, let's just get into the video. And I gotta praise the animation. And but before actually I talk about the animation, I just want to talk about. I'm so glad that this takes place not in America. Yeah, I understand it's South Korea, and apparently now it's like the second most popular thing I'm watching at this point. Maybe besides China, because I've seen a lot of Kung Fu Panda. But anyway, besides the point, Korea is starting to become a lot more popular, which I think makes sense because obviously in America, South Korea and the United States are both very good allies, and not only that, with Japan as well. So it's like they're three kind of just connected with each other, and it makes a lot of sense. And also, obviously, history. Like the Cold War, for example. Just some personal examples like that. Now, obviously, I'm saying this because a lot of these people are actually, like the voice actors, they're actually from Korea. And I don't know if they're actually pop stars from Korea or not, but it's still really cool regardless to have actual voice actors that are from South Korea and they're not just from America, like get like Seth Rogen or Ariana Grande or something like that. Like, no, these are actual Korea voice actors, which is really, really cool, by the way. But now let's talk about the animation. So there's a good thing and then there's a bad thing with the animation. Let's start off with the bad thing. God, the human designs. Oh, they don't look that great. I mean, they're okay. They're not bad, but from Sony Animation, I was expecting definitely better. Like, yes, Sony Animation may not be known perfectly in terms of the animation department, but they're certainly some of the best. And it kind of frustrates me that the human animation, like the human just designs, kind of look pretty lackluster. They're not the worst things I've ever seen, obviously, but I think from Sony, and especially in the modern day, this is probably one of the most ugliest things I've ever seen. It's like the art style makes it feel like it's more of a 4-year-old movie, and it really isn't really directly more towards 4-year-olds. And matter of fact, how many issues that there are in this movie, I think it honestly feels like a 7 and above or 10 and above rating, which is really saying something, may I add. But outside of that, the animation pops and it's just so vibrant. The combat styles and all that, it's so vibrant and so cool looking. Especially the demon designs. Oh god, the demon designs look awesome. Like the demon designs, they did remarkably well. It just sucks that they made the human designs very below average, and that's kind of unfortunate in a lot of ways because, well, it's kind of one of the main focuses of the entire film. Even though technically the demons are a little bit more of the focus than the humans, but at the same time, you have three characters that are actually humans, and one of them being part demon, which I'll talk about that later. So there are spoilers ahead. I'm just gonna let you know that now. There are spoilers coming ahead, and I do really recommend watching this movie. Probably go jump in like the final 2 minutes, and I'll give you my official ranking of the movie. So if you depend on if you want to watch this movie or not. So here's the plot. We follow this girl, which is a K-pop who is had a mother and father, which was part demon and was also part hunter. If a hunter was the person that hunt the demons and kills them, make sure everything's peace and well in harmony. A demon is, well, I mean, I'm pretty sure you guys would know what a demon is. It's a guy who, those suckers suck souls and feed it to the the main devil, which I don't exactly remember what his name was, but it started like a K or something. I don't know. It's not Satan. It's not Satan. It's not Lucifer. It's not Vinci Pop or all that crap. It's not. It is a demon that starts with a K, and I don't remember him. I'll just call him DK. I'll just call him DK for now. All right. Stands for demon, whatever his name is. Just having that as an example for now because I just can't remember his name. So we follow her, and she's part demon, she's also part hunter, and she has these two friends. I'm pretty sure best friends. I don't know. We don't really understand the full complexity of the relationship, but I think they are just best friends. And they are K-pop stars, as literally what the title would say. They are K-pop stars, and they use the K-pop powers to make sure that the whole world is peace from the demons. But due to the demons trying to break their way through, like for example, there's one demon. Was his name Deho or something? Dago or something? I don't remember his name. And his four gang make a boy band, and they're getting the girls off their game, and they're kind of losing the harmony a little bit. And it starts to tear holes, not just even in the shield, which was what K-pop usually did, but it's starting to destroy it and even destroy their group and their connections with each other. And I'm gonna be honest, the story is, it's not the best storytelling, I will admit. Like, the one reason why I say that is because of the breakup, which of course there is in this movie, because the girls finally see the girl and her demon side of her, and it kind of frustrates me that they're like, "You're a demon, so you have to go away, and we're gonna have to kill you." It's like, what? Bro, you knew her for basically almost your entire life and changed your life as you know it, and you're just gonna betray her like this? It's kind of insufferable and kind of frustrating, I won't lie. And also, the part that the demon just betrays her, it's also super predictable, and I kind of just knew this from the start. Obviously, we know he comes back and dies, which honestly I didn't expect that to happen. I was expecting him definitely to help in some sort of fashion. I definitely wasn't expecting him to die in Diho. We all kind of also knew that they were gonna probably, they had feelings for each other too. I think everybody knew this was gonna happen if you watched the movie. I guess the one problem is it's kind of predictable, which I guess kind of is inescapable with kids' movies, I would say these days. But dang, it's kind of sad to watch that this is pretty predictable with how that main plots are. But there are some like genuinely surprising things. Like I was expecting DK to come out of the freaking hell and literally come out and literally just about to suck everybody's souls before, well, the K-pop crew, came and saved the day, which I'll get a little bit more and explain with that. And also, before we get to the climax, I just gotta say the music pops. Like it is really, really good, and it just feels so good. And I like the fact that it doesn't feel entirely K-pop. Now, obviously, I think it might depend on who tastes it. Like, if you aren't a big fan of rapping, which I honestly ain't the biggest fan, but I don't completely hate it. Maybe not a lot of people would be particularly happy with this film and probably be a little disappointed because there are actually some rapping parts in here. But I do think it's actually pretty cool and it fits the story very well. I also like that we don't really know much about the girls and their backstories. Like obviously we know the one girl was part demon and part hunter, but then like the other girl, for example, was living like two worlds and they just didn't mesh up at all. And all of a sudden she's just finally living a world that she likes. And then the other girl is like a black sheep of the family and kind of has anger problems, which actually helps her with her music. So it's kind of cool and interesting. At one, they're all different characters, and two, they feel like genuine characters. That's like actual humans in some capacity. I say some capacity because again, with the split up and all of that, kind of makes no sense. Like it makes some sense because it's like again, you're lied to her for basically almost their entire lives. So it's kind of understandable, but it's at again, it's like, bro, you knew her for almost your entire life. Like, what are you talking about? You know? And also I just really enjoy like having the way the story was written, and like I like the fact that yeah, it was predictable, but at least it was a cool concept that we saw it, this twist before, it was revealed. And it's also very interesting that Giho actually, helped with the factor that, covered up the scar that was in her, her, whatever it's called, the shirt. I'm just going to call her, or shorter shirt. I don't know. I'm not a girl, so I can't personally say what it is. but like there's like a piece off her clothes. Like for example, let's say like this part right here was disappeared. That's kind of what I mean. Or I guess I could just say a sleeve was taken off. I guess I could just say that was taken off, and he actually covered it up, which kind of then put a mental debate of like, oh, is he going to betray them or they're not going to betray them? I kind of had a feeling he was going to betray them eventually, and then came back, which was a shocker. It happened, but it's still cool, and I really like the concept of it. And I like that he dies at the end. I know it's sad, but like, it just felt kind of cool that it's not like a complete just oh everything's happy at the end, because it's like, yeah, obviously they did what they needed to, but the demon that, well, she definitely loved, and I think everybody can agree with that if you watched it, they actually had like he just died. He didn't just like randomly come back as like a person whose like soul came back or something. And one other thing I really want to mention as well with this movie, I hope it had a sequel. Like I get like it, you know, they save the world and stuff like that, which is a good ending and maybe a good ending to the series, but personally, I would still like a little bit more, because they did end up having the tiger and the crow still in the area, which is very bizarre because, funny enough, they're also demons. So it doesn't quite explain why they're there. And also, we kind of just have a question mark with what are they actually as characters. But that's just my opinion. And also, I like the way they build up the climax. Like, I like the fact that the demons are like pretending to be the friends of each other. Like, for example, the main character, who's part demon and part hunter, was actually going to the adopted mother, as I'm just gonna call her, and was like, kill me, I failed everyone. But it actually wasn't her. It was a demon disguised as her. And then you had her trying to sing on stage and then have demons that are disguised as her friends. I think it's a really cool concept and a cool idea because demons are very manipulative. Like, for example, Diho only shared part of his story where he was just trying to save his family from all the of them just being poor, but actually he only saved himself and able to eat and have shelter every day, while his family suffered because of it. Which is what part of the demon is what it is. The demons aren't just there like, hey, I want to save my family for exchange of my soul. That's a selfless act. Demons are based off selfish acts. Like, for example, if I want to be rich and famous, do nothing good with my money at all, that is considered selfish. And that is why you go to hell, because you're selfish and you didn't spread the wealth. Or, for example, you want everybody to die in this world except you for exchange of your soul. That's a selfish act. Or I want to cure cancer and have all the money just for the wrong reasons. Like, it's there, a wish could be selfless. Like, for example, being rich. It's just depending on how you do it. Because, like, let's say you're using money to go to charities or give it to other people. That is not then selfish. But if you're keeping it all to yourself, then it is selfish. And that is why you deserve to go to hell. So I'm very happy that they actually designed it like this. And I think it's a cool concept. Because, well, in real Christianity, Lucifer rebelled because of Jesus and all of his fame. And he was jealous, which is selfish, because he didn't know what the proper meaning was. But that's besides the point. The point is that it's a really cool concept. And then I like the fact that the cinematic is just so magical, and they made a different like barrier. So the original barrier didn't work, but this barrier did work, and it ended up killing DK at the end, which was kind of surprising. I thought he was just gonna go back down, but no, he actually just died. He got slit in half. Pretty gruesome, to be honest, especially when you're a flame and you've already died already. So pretty gruesome, not gonna lie. And I also like the fact when they all split up, like the DK ends up going into their heads and actually like mind control them to go to the boy band area because, well, they're not the same people anymore. I think it's really cool. I also like at the end, like they actually calm down a little bit. And not only that, but it ends with them finding 3 other girls, which probably is going to most likely lead to them being the next generation of heroes. So it's very, very interesting and very cool, and I really like that concept. Just overall, it's a very, very good movie. Obviously, I do have issues. Like, for example, the animation, although really good, it's just the design of the character. The humans are a little bit of an issue. And then, obviously, with the story being pretty predictable at some points. But outside of that, I think this is a very good movie. And this is coming from Sony, which have not been, how do I put it, the best of buds in terms of making animation movies. Like they've made like Out of Season, which is terrible. They've made the Rabbit movie, which is also terrible. They made just a lot of just garbage movies in general. But they've made some good movies like Surf's Up, Spider-Man series, like Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, and then Spider-Man Beyond the Spider-Verse, which I think comes out in 2027, which I really hope for that to come out very soon because I'm very excited for it. So that's kind of, the point. It's very exciting, and I think this is a very good movie. And again, just another example of another good movie that wasn't made by Disney or Pixar, which I haven't watched a movie which was good from Disney or Pixar since Inside Out 2. And then before that, it was Turning Red, which is already, 3 years old now, which is ridiculous. And Inside Out, which is already a year old, which is crazy to think about that it's already a year old. With them definitely making a third one for sure, especially with how good it did in terms of sales, they absolutely have to make a third one. But I do have to give this movie a solid 7 out of 10. Again, I think it's a very good movie, and I definitely recommend watching it. But do keep in mind, maybe not everything is good as it may seem, for sure. And I do think this is a very good movie, and especially if you want to get more into K-pop as well, or into other cultures like South Korea. Which I wouldn't say this is the best movie for South Korea. If for South Korea culture, if you really want to do that, watch Squid Games. Which, by the way, I've already made 2 seasons of that, with season 1 and season 3. Go watch those videos if you haven't already. But anyways, enough got it, guys. Hope you guys enjoy. Deuces.